All right,
dude.
Sponsorship aside, Alex.
Okay, sponsorship is here.
Sponsorship is here.
We put it over here because we said the copy, so we've made our money.
We've said it.
We've said that.
But I gotta tell you this: we were driving the car today.
Oh, dude.
And we were talking. I was like, I love my iPod, blah blah blah, and you were talking about your Zune.
I will say, I took the Zune because I interact with I have an iPod video.
Right.
I have an old iPod that I got from freeiPods.com. You remember that?
I do.
Or iPodfree.com or whatever. Yeah, look that up. So I was an iPod user, and I love my iPod. It was great. And when I first saw the Zune, I was like, not so much. I saw it in the airport, and I was like, oh, I can play with it for 5 seconds. It's weird, whatever. I'm done. Then I got the Zune.
Because we had an extra one.
Because we had an extra one, yeah. And I was like, all right, I'll play around with this, whatever. I fly, to and from San Francisco to do the show. And I will say, when I would use my iPod video every time I would fly. That's how I would use it. And I started using the Zune, and it won me over.
But you said because of the widescreen and the battery life.
Bigger screen, much better battery life. It just when you're using it, it just feels like you're using a really cool piece of technology. Like it's not bubble gum. Like you just really feel like you're using something, and it's scratch resistant. I mean, you could throw the thing anywhere; nothing happens to it, which is great. But I really found that there are like little itty bitty things that are really great. Like you saw it. I have the background is one of the photos. I actually put all my photos. Yeah. I put all my photos on there. I was like listening to music, watching through all my photos, and it really felt like I was like I'm enjoying doing this. And the video stuff, it was amazing. I loved it.
The only thing that kills me,
do it please, I'll tell you,
is that I have so much freaking purchased music from the iTunes Music Store that I can't transfer that over, and it kills. But Microsoft was doing some kind of like rebate, but I guess they're not doing it anymore.
I don't know if they were doing. Somebody told me that they were doing this thing where like they would, give you the equivalent of all the stuff that you bought on the iTunes Music Store in the Zune Music Store. But dude, the Zune Music Store, they do this, and I have a 14-day free trial. I have yet to touch into that, which I'm gonna try to do. But you can pay a monthly service fee, and then download as much stuff as you want, and have as much stuff as you want on the Zune. Totally unlimited.
See, that worries me. The only reason that bothers me is because I love the fact that I would have access to everything. I love that.
Everything. Anything that comes out new, you got it.
But the second I stop paying for it, all my entire library goes away.
Yeah, but if you think about it, like how much do you spend a month on the music store? Oh. And is it enough that you would spend less? I mean, it's sort of like the Netflix thing. It's like how much do you pay for DVDs?
You're right.
Would you pay less to be able to have any CD that comes out that's new that you want, you have.
How much did you say it was? $14.99 a year?
I think it was $14.99.
All right, $14.99 a year.
Doing some calculations here.
Let's say I'm going to live another 60
years?
About another 50 years. 56
years?
I'm going to say I'm going to live another 45 years.
45 years? What are you drinking?
Yeah.
I guess so.
That means it's $674.55.
Yeah, but dude, divide that.
Wait, that ain't shit.
Dude, that's nothing. Nice. No, that's right. Divide that. It was, if that's $14 a year. Divide.
Multiply by 12.
Multiply by 12. You're like, that's nothing. What are you talking about? Multiply by 12. Okay, we're doing some math here. 8.094?
$8,994.
No, that's right. 8,000. Okay, now divide that. Divide that by 0.99. Divide that. Just divide.
Wait. Let's start over.
What'd you hit clear for?
Let's start over again. $14.99 a month.
Doing, yes.
Times 12 months in a year.
12 months. Okay.
Is $179.80. I'm gonna live another freaking like
45 years.
No, 55, 60, 70, 80, 45 years.
Okay.
So that means
$8,000. Okay, now divide that by 99 cents.
Divided by
99 cents.
0.99.
Okay.
8,170.
So do you think in your life? No, well, whatever, dude, whatever. You have a calculator. That's why it's bad. But the question is, in your lifetime,
you're like $8,177.
Wait. In your lifetime, will you buy 8,000 songs?
Yes.
Then there it is. It's free. So, dude, all I'm saying is, if you get a Zune. I'm serious. I love it.
You like it.
It's everything that I wanted to do. It does.
I have to say that I'm really.
When I was talking about it in my car,
I haven't even
done the Wi-Fi stuff. It connects to your iPod. It connects to your 360. You can stream all your stuff in 360.
You know what I think is cool about this is that you are a Windows guy and you love the Zune. And I think that's awesome because it just makes sense.
Dude.
I'm a Mac guy. I got my shit. I know what I like.
Dude, try
But that's cool. That's what makes the world go round. Oh. We're all a little bit different. We're all a little bit different.
I'm telling you, the Zune, it won me over.
That's cool. I'm glad it does what you want because that's awesome.
Oh, it does more than what I want.
That's good.
It orders popcorn on the plane.
And that's why I'm picking it.
See this? See this? See this piece of donkey dookie? You're going to remember this as the day the music died. The day DRM finally bit the big weenie. I'm Leo Laporte. You may remember me from such fine programs as my friend Zinc and the Screensavers. This is a Microsoft Zune. Now, everybody, I have to say, when I first played with a Zune, I thought this is nice. Soft, a little rubbery, beautiful screen. I mean, you put video on here. I would do it, but it's going to take me like 18 clicks because it's a Microsoft product. When you put video on here, you know, it's bigger than an iPod. It's pretty easy to see. There was a lot to like about this when I first saw it. I mean, look at that. That's an FM radio. Isn't that cool? And you could tune it and, you know, that's cool. Of course, who the hell wants to listen to FM radio on this thing? I mean, you know, but anyway, let's assume you do. But there's a couple of things, you know, you go, oh, this is neat. First thing you do is you go, but hey, it doesn't turn. They got a click wheel that doesn't turn. Okay, I can dig that. Maybe there's patents involved. What else doesn't it do? Oh, hey, it's got Wi-Fi on it. Now that's cool. Wi-Fi, you know? You could surf the net, right? Wrong! You could, I don't know, download and buy music from Microsoft, right? Wrong! You can't do anything with the Wi-Fi. The only thing you can do is, in Steve Ballmer's immortal words, squirt a song out of this into somebody else's Zune. Hey, baby. Mind if I squirt you a song? And then they get it. 3 days later, it stops working. You can only play it 3 days or 3 plays, whichever comes first. The real problem with the Zune, as I see it, great device, great idea, great engineering. Then the committee at Microsoft got a hold of it and said, well, you know, you can't do that. You can't do that. We got to change this. The thing that's really, really frosts my man parts is that this, every time you buy this, money goes into the pockets of Universal Music. Microsoft agreed to pay the record companies for the hardware, not the songs, the hardware. That means, essentially, that they're agreeing, yeah, it's going to be used for piracy, so we should give you guys some money. Now, I imagine this is just the beginning from Universal's point of view. Great, we can go to Apple now. We can go to everybody. We can get money every time they sell an iPod. We're going to be rich. Well, you know what? You're not going to be rich. You know why? This is the beginning of the end of digital rights management, of money the records companies, money the Motion Picture Association. People have finally seen the light. I've seen the light. I'm not buying this. You shouldn't buy this. The Zune to Zune. Say goodbye.